Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. You're live on That's Football. Sweaty Bridge. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. I'm really hot. I'm hot. I'm hot, hot, hot. I've just been in the garden kicking a football around. It's really hot and I'm getting too old for it. You know, I used to be able to play in the garden for, 2 hours, go inside, wash my hands, rinse my face off and that'd be it. Now, I'd steam up a greenhouse. I'm just exuding heat. The older you get, it just pours out of you for about ages after. It was like 20-4 and I was still like, I'm still in. Come on, get back in goal, Seb. I'm still going to score. I stopped playing 15 minutes ago and I'm like a radiator. I'm just heat everywhere. Heat. Hot, hot, hot. Anyway, I've got me water. Rehydrate. Tomato Bridge is right. F1 later today. United West Ham later today as well. Lots to get into. Really excited by these games today as well. Newcastle against Arsenal. To be honest, I was, got told off on Talk Sport last night by a Newcastle fan who said I'm very biased. I think Newcastle will get top four, and I think today's probably more about top four than it is about the title. I just don't think there's much that we can do. Huge Sunday. Get involved in it. Very happy to be with you all. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, give the video a share. That's Football, the place for all of you. The good thing about exercise is it does get your heart going, it does get you pumped up a little bit. In many areas, I often feel a little bit more vibrant after exercise. Maybe you do too. Probably not the channel for it. You see, I'm still exhilarated. I'm still on a high. Don't need no drink or drugs. I'm on a high from exercise. But hope we're all doing well. Got a pair of shorts on as well. You can tell it's the summer bridge. Here we go. 1-1 written all over this, says Ninja. And who's at home? Well, Newcastle are at home. Newcastle at home for this game. So Celtic have just scored a goal. And well, surprise. Yeah, today's Sunday. Who watches Scottish football? Scottish people. They love it. I wouldn't watch it. It's just boring. Anyway, let's go through the team news. I think we're going. I think we're for a great Sunday today. I really do. I do. I think we're in for a great Sunday, Jim. I'm really excited about it. Newcastle against Arsenal, massive game. Probably one of Arsenal's biggest tests of the season, actually. How's the Arsenal head going to be? How do they feel? For Newcastle, it's a huge game. For Arsenal, slim chance of just putting a bit of pressure onto City, but probably one of their hardest games of the season. I would argue that the hardest game of the season is the Etihad, and this is probably the second hardest game of the season this season for anybody. So yeah, massive. Just talking about black and white, massive shout out to Notts County for their 3-2 win. I mean, football, eh? They got 107 points. And missed out on promotion to the league from the National League. They got 107 points. Missed out to Ben Foster FC. They're in Vegas having a party. Notts County, semi-final of the playoffs. They're playing somebody, Boreham Wood, 35 points below them. 90 plus 6. They equalise to send it to extra time. 120 minutes, they win it to take it 3-2. You've got to feel for Boreham Wood, but it would be a travesty if Notts County didn't at least get to Wembley to have a chance to go up. But you know what? They're struggling a little bit. Anyway. Back to Premier League action, and interesting question from Sam Wallace. Interesting from Sam Wallace at the Telegraph about Man United. We'll come back to that 55 minutes ago. Intriguing about that. But I'm hoping that's all happening. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Sam Wallace in the Telegraph saying it looks like Manchester United will be owned by Qatar, which we're not on the United Stand. We can talk about the United Stand later, but it's still a general football chat. Make sure you get involved. Right, anyway, after a long delay, let's go through the team news here. Massive game. Newcastle, Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Botman, Byrne, Joel Linton, Bruno Gomes and Willock, and then Murphy, Wilson and Isaac as their front three. Remember, St. Maximin and Almiron are on the bench. Murphy's in that team by credit. Gordon's on the bench as well. So he's in that team on pure deservedness, if that is a word. Arsenal, Ramsdale, White, I nearly said Kiwior, who is the Polish guy, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Jorginho, Xhaka, Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. Saliba's still not back yet, but a strong Arsenal side. You know what? If Arsenal win this game, well done. That's what I'm going to say. If Arsenal win this game, well bloody done. That I will give them that. I think it's going to be really tough. And if we look at the league table, I think that's the most important thing to look at here. If you look at the league table, and I'll just pause it for a moment, that's how the league table looks as it stands. So Arsenal are now 6 points behind Man City, who have 4 points. I always read that as 76. It's 78. They're 4 points behind City, and City, they've both played the same games, but obviously Arsenal will have a game in hand today, so they need to win. But for Newcastle, they need to get to 72 points, Newcastle, which looks easy with 5 games to go. But obviously, if they win today, they need to get 7 points. If they lose today, they need to get 7 points from 4 games. Now, the interesting thing is, there was a Liverpool fan who called into the Mark Goldbridge show on TalkSport last night, every Saturday, 7:30 till 9 o'clock. Little plug there. But he was saying, I look at Newcastle's fixtures, and I think we might be able to do it. So you'd think Newcastle will get 7 points from 15, and I do. But they've got Arsenal today, then they've got Leeds away. Then they've got Brighton at home. Then they've got Leicester at home. And then they've got Chelsea away. I mean, really, I think they'll beat Leicester. I think Brighton will be an interesting game. Look, I can see, but I really do think Newcastle are too good to not make it, really. I don't know what your thoughts are in the chat, but I think they're too good not to. A lot of people in... Jimbo's going with a draw. Noob's going with a 3-3 draw as well. I always think that draws are hard to predict, really, because a draw, you start with a draw, of course you do, but even when I used to have a bet, I'd never pick a draw. I think a draw is a horrible thing to pick. I'm going to go with the Newcastle win because I think their home form is fantastic, and I just think I think Arsenal are a little bit more vulnerable lately. You don't want to spit an ice cream out. I'm cooling down now. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 3-1 win to Newcastle. Yeah, I'm live straight after this on United Stand. By the way, we've got West Ham, huge game for United. Really looking forward to it. So get involved. Please do get involved with your comments. I'm confused about why the Boreham Wood manager made those subs. He killed the game by doing so. So anyway, good result for Notts County, says Ark. I'm really pleased for Notts County. I'm from Nottingham, and everyone says you're a Forest fan, but I've always preferred Notts County. So I'm actually quite glad I get called a Forest fan, because actually I'm more fond of Notts County. They're the oldest, I think they're the oldest club in the world, league club. Juventus wear black and white because of Notts County. See, I know all this stuff because I grew up in Nottinghamshire, but I'd love to see them get promoted, and I think when you get 107 points, you deserve to. But there's another game to go. There's another game to go. Who you got? Who you got? Arsenal have to win, says MCFC protocol. Is there any chance, even if Arsenal win all their games, that would give them 90 points? And I think that's got to be the motivation for Arsenal. Can we post 90 points? Because it gives you something to go for again next year, doesn't it? Is there any chance of Manchester City? I mean, the thing is about Man City, they've got to drop. They've just got to win 3 games. They've got to win 3 of their last 4. Even if they lose one, they still have a bit of a gap. So I look at it. Everton away. Look, Everton need a win. I don't think they're going to get it against Man City. Chelsea at home. Again, I can't see Chelsea doing anything there. Brentford away and Brighton away. I mean, look. All those teams could make Man City drop. You know what? Actually, I'm going to throw it out there. They've got 3 away games and 1 at home. They've got Brighton away, who are very good. They've got Brentford away, who are very good. And they've got Everton away, who are playing for their lives. I think Man City are going to win all 3 of them very easily. But, there is hope for Arsenal. It's not over yet. And I'll tell you what as well. I want to say this out loud. I want to talk about Harry Kane in a minute, but there's a couple of things I want to say. This title race is not over. I feel like I'm Kevin Keegan here. I've got my things. Look. Wait a minute. There's a couple of things I want to say here. There's a couple of things I want to say. They've got to go to Man City. They've got to go to Goodison Park. And Sean Dyche is a great manager. They've got to go to Brighton, and De Zerbi's a good manager. They've got to go to Brentford. Thomas Frank's a good manager. Put some respect on these teams. This title race ain't over yet. We're up at Newcastle. We're fighting. I'm telling you what, Jeff, we're fighting for this title. So that's my rubbish Arteta impression. But they are, look, there's a chance, but they've got to win every single game. Arsenal have got to win every single game because Man City have got 3 away games and 1 at home. They know they only need to win 3 of them, and they've done it. If you want a reminder of Arsenal's fixtures, ultimately it matters not because they've got to win them all, and this is probably their hardest. They must win every single game, Arsenal, to have any chance. They've got Newcastle today. Then they've got Brighton at home themselves next Sunday, which will be very, very difficult. We'll do a watch-along for that. Forest away, who are half decent at home. They might give them a game. And then Wolves at home, they should win. I think if you're Arsenal and you win today, you've got an outside chance. You're still fighting. We're still fighting in this title race. But what I do want to say is let's put a bit of respect on Arsenal. This title race is... We all think it's over. I think Arsenal fans think it's over as well. But it's not technically over. So whatever you say about Arsenal, they've kept this title race going until May. And if you'd said to me someone's going to keep the title race going until May, but Liverpool will be shit this year, I'd go, who the bloody hell's going to do that? Won't be United, won't be Chelsea. It's Arsenal. Certainly won't be bloody Spurs. So look, whatever happens, Arsenal have kept this title race going. They have. Mark, what do you think of Rooney's comments? I've not heard anything. There seems to be some things going on. I've been playing in the garden. And I seem to have missed quite a lot around United, which we'll talk about on the United stand anyway. But I don't know whether Rooney's come out with any new comments. But look, it's mathematically possible for Arsenal to win the league, but logically it's not, to be honest, says Volder. Look, I didn't realise that. I think Man City are going to win this league. I do. But there's a 4-point gap. And Man City, if Arsenal have got to win today, they've got to win today. If Arsenal win today, I would say Man City have got to go to Brighton, they've got to go to Brentford, and they've got to go to Goodison Park, and they've got Chelsea at home. As much as Chelsea are shit, they still have got good players that might... We've got Chelsea at home. Man United have got Chelsea. I'm a bit worried about that game because they are crap, but they've got some brilliant players. And if they take that Bournemouth result, who knows? I think Man City will beat Brentford. I think they'll beat Newcastle. I think they'll beat Everton, and I think they'll probably beat Brighton. But it's not like they're playing Wigan at home 4 games. They have got potential games where they could drop points. But Arsenal have got to get the business done today. So I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying there's probably a 75% chance that they will win it. That's what I sort of feel. Yeah. I tell you what, as well, I wanted to talk about. I can't remember who said it. Was it Mika Richards? I like Mika Richards. I think he's a fun guy. I'd love to go to watch Super Mario Brothers with Mika Richards and then go to a Five Guys afterwards and just have a good laugh. It'd be great. If you've been dumped or you've been fired from your job, or I don't know, your missus has caught you on a website or something like that, then I think Mika Richards would be a great guy to go out for a Super Mario and a Five Guys, and he'd just cheer you up. But I think he was talking nonsense yesterday. There was something about Harry Kane will have wasted his career if he stays at Spurs and he doesn't win anything. Did Steven Gerrard? I know he won a Champions League, but Steven Gerrard should have won a Premier League. Did Steven Gerrard waste his career by not winning a Premier League? And people will go, yeah, but he won an FA Cup and he won a Champions League, but he should have won a Premier League. He should have won a Premier League and he stayed at Liverpool. I don't think Harry Kane wastes his career if he stays at Spurs. I think he should leave Spurs so he can go and win some trophies. But I think Harry Kane will break the record even if he stays at Spurs. And look, Alan Shearer won the Premier League at Blackburn. He didn't win a lot else. Did Shearer win anything else other than the Premier League? I don't know. Answers on a postcard there. And Blackburn won the Premier League because of Jack Walker's money, didn't they? At the end of the day, it wasn't like they hung around after that. So I think Harry Kane could stay at Spurs and he'll still be remembered as a fantastic player. But I do think Harry Kane should have the right to go and win trophies. But if he stays at Spurs, he won't be wasting his career. I don't agree with that. But there we go. David Sutcliffe says we know why he stayed at Liverpool. Get your comments in anyway. Look, that's what we do on That's Football. We chat and all that. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We are on the road to 1 million subscribers. And remember, when we hit 1 million, Goldbridge is coming to London. We're going to do a live That's Football show. I started writing it already. It's comedy gold. It's because it's general football. I don't just have to take the piss out of Harry Maguire all the time like I do on the United Stand tour. I can have a pop at loads of people. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. But we've got to hit 1 million subscribers first, so probably do it in about 5 years. But bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Dylan says, "What are you on?" I've just been exercising. I'm just coming down from the exercise. Score prediction for City versus Madrid, says Luke. Well, don't forget, we will be live on Tuesday night as well. We'll be live tomorrow night. Everton against Brighton at 5:30 tomorrow. We've got another watch-along for you tomorrow. Tuesday night, it's Man City against Real Madrid in Spain. Live watch-along. Wednesday night, it's Inter Milan against AC Milan. Champions League semi-final first leg. Live watch-along. It's a busy week. Get yourself involved. But this game's massive today. I've been looking forward to this one for weeks. Both games are going to be good. West Ham against Man United, of course, coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll be live on the United Stand for that. But this is massive. Absolutely massive, and they've got to. Both teams need to win as well. This is what I like about these sort of games at the end of the season, is that both teams need to win this. There's nobody. There's no. There's no doubt about that. So, if Man City win the Champions League and the title, I think you put them up there with the 99 side. Our 2018 was great, but City do beyond what we did. I have them beating Madrid. Right, I'll do a tweet. Rooney worries me. How old would Rooney have been in when Man United won the treble? How old Wayne Rooney? Let's have a look. This would be interesting. There's no way that Man City side is better than the Man United treble side when it's not even happened. It's just a nonsense. Okay, so he was 14, to be fair, in '99. I can't say that. Yeah, you would be old enough then. But I've tweeted it now. It's too late. It's too late. I could delete it, but I don't want to. I'm just going to stick it out there. Mark, what do you think of Burnley coming up, says Johnny. It's a different Burnley. It's a different Burnley. You know, this Burnley, I don't know whether you ever went to school and there was somebody that was not very desirable. Now, look, it could be personality. You might be vain enough to say it was to do with looks. I'm just saying somebody at school who wasn't very desirable. You know, maybe they shit themselves on sports day in front of the whole school. Who knows what made them undesirable? That did happen at my school. You never moved past it. That's all I'll say. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Anyway, so somebody at school who's less, you know, just not very desirable. Maybe they're a bully. You know, maybe they, I don't know. Just imagine somebody who was undesirable at school, yeah? And then you're down the local Yateses. Do they have them anymore? 10 years later, someone walks in and the people you're out with go, they're very desirable. Again, I'm not saying it's looks. They could just have an aura. And you go, they look really familiar to me. I'm going to go and ask them for a drink. And you ask them to buy you a drink because you think you're so good looking. I meant to say you offered to buy them a drink. And then you get chatting and you go, so are you from round here? And they go, yeah, I used to go to school at such and such. Oh, so did I. Oh, did you? What year were you in? This year. Remember this teacher? Yes, I do. What was your name then? And then they say the name of that person. You go, oh, they were really undesirable. But now look at them. They're really desirable. That's what I think's happened to Burnley. They're a different person. The Burnley that we know doesn't exist anymore. This is a new Burnley 2.0. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see what they're like next season, and it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. Because it's just ridiculous that that they look so different. They just look so different. Yeah. I mean, the way they play under company is just completely different, isn't it? So yeah, I've sort of forgot what was. I was talking about Burnley, weren't we there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think my brain's just coming down from the exhilaration of exercise now. I'm starting to become normal bridge again. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Yeah, massive game as we've said. Looking forward to it. Celtic are jumping around. I think they've won the title. Yeah, I was going to say. Imagine that. They've not. They've just beat Hearts 2-0. They're happy. They're happy. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. That analogy took too long, says Jesse. Don't care. Don't care. Are you surprised how Company's been doing as manager? I don't want to talk about Burnley anymore. They've had way too much long. And yeah, absolutely. Mark, talking about a championship side and also saying he doesn't watch the championship. I don't. But I've seen Burnley play a few times. I've seen them play against Man United. I've seen them play in the FA Cup. Yeah, I don't know. I'm coming to the Olympic Stadium. Says, good. Is that West Ham? Love the t-shirt, Mark. I'm just very hot. I'll probably put something else on a little bit later as I cool down. And as an Arsenal fan, I really respect you, says Nicola. Well, I've been pro Arsenal, haven't I? I have been pro Arsenal, and I wanted them to win the league, and maybe they still will. But who would I like to win today? You know what? Actually, I've not even thought of it like that. I probably do want Arsenal to win today, even though I think Newcastle will win. I probably do want Arsenal to win, because if you think about it, I don't want Man City to win the league, and Newcastle are a competitor for top four, aren't they? So I would probably say that, yeah, I do want them to play. I do want them to win. So yeah, it's that's the way it goes, I suppose. There we go. But I don't think they will win. Having said that, we've all underestimated this Arsenal side for a long time, haven't we? I do need a bit of a stretch, you know. I'm going to have a stretch. Got my shorts on. That's an ice cube down there. Don't worry about that stain. It's an old t-shirt. Anyway, let's come back to the chat. Either clubs are United rivals, though. And are you a golfer, Mark? Says Andy. I wouldn't mind being a golf. I wouldn't mind playing a bit of golf, but I'm not really. I'm not going to do it because it just takes so long to be good at it. Ben Foster plays it, but he's got loads of spare time. Although he won't do next season at Wrexham. 46 games. I mean, you must play twice a week if you play 46 games. I can't believe that they play that in the Championship as well. It's crazy. Look, we're going to talk about this more in depth on the United stand. But I do just want to say this. There's been a bit of a United update from Sam Wallace in the Telegraph, saying that there's one obvious destination when it comes to Manchester United's purchase, and that's Qatar. Ineos have tried to make it work in different ways, but my feeling is that Qatar is so far in this, it's become a question of prestige and they have to win. It's interesting. Look, I don't know whether anyone's interested in it. I think you have to be interested in it, whether you're a Newcastle fan, an Arsenal fan, a Man City fan, a Liverpool fan. I took notice when Newcastle were being bought by Saudi Arabia, when Man City were bought by Abu Dhabi. You know, I did take interest because it has a big impact. You know, it's a Champions League spot gone when those teams are run well. So you have to take interest in it. I remember back in December, somebody said about Qatar, and they said if they go in, they won't win, they won't lose. If they go for something, they'll make sure that they win. And look, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out, won't we? But incredible stuff. If that happens, but we're here for something different anyway. There's your lineups going around the screen. Somebody just asked for those. If you want to do a super chat, by the way, we will read them out. I haven't seen many today, which is absolutely fine. But if you want, here we go, actually. What do you think of Alexander Isak? He's a baller, says Willie King. Thank you for the super chat there. You can do it through the $sign. And we will read those out for you. My score prediction, BBC Radio, is 3-1 to Newcastle. My preference is probably a draw. Sorry, no. I think my preference is an Arsenal win. I'm just looking at it here. Yeah, I want an Arsenal win. Keep the title race open a little bit. Yeah, I'd go with that. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved. But what do I think about Isak? The super chat came in. Really clever signing. How many clever signings have Newcastle made? Trippier, Isak. I'm trying to think. Botman's been a brilliant signing as well. Bruno Guimaraes. The improvement of players that were already at the club. Dan Burn was a brilliant signing. Unorthodox, but brilliant. Alexander Isak is a player that I think Arsenal fans, Man United fans, Chelsea fans would all say at some point in the last 2 or 3 years he's been on the radar, but you probably avoid it and go for something else. Newcastle went for it, and actually Isak's goal scoring record at his previous club in La Liga was not that great, and yet at Newcastle it's perfect. It reminds me a little bit of like Thierry Henry. I'm not saying he's as good as Thierry Henry, but Thierry Henry was brought in as a bit of a... Didn't he come in from Monaco, via Juventus via Monaco? And he turned into one of the greatest players that's ever played the game. And I just think some players maybe don't suit certain leagues, but are made for the Premier League. And I think with Isak, the speed of the Premier League just suits him really, really well. I think he's been a really good signing. Who's your favourite in the Inter versus Milan game, says Dig. Well, is Leao out injured? Because I'd heard that he might be out injured. So if he's out injured, I think that makes a big difference. But fancy that. Fancy having a derby in a semi-final. Underrated player this year, I think Nathan Ake. He's been very good, Max, actually. I sort of wrote him off. That's probably my worst take of the season, which I'll take. Saying Nathan Ake's not that good really isn't like saying Haaland's going to flop, is it? Who would you want to see come up from the Championship playoffs, says Jamie Westwood. Been asked this a few times, Jamie. I think it would have to be one of the teams that we haven't seen in the Prem for a while. And I think I'd have to be loyal to Carrick. Carrick, fantastic player for Manchester United. I'd love to see him get promoted with Middlesbrough. But I wouldn't mind seeing a Luton or a Millwall, but probably Coventry more than anything, because it's quite local to me, Coventry. So it would be really interesting to have another. I think Coventry's more local to me than Villa. So I don't care about either team, but it'd be interesting to have Coventry back in the Premier League. That would just be a real wow, So yeah, I think that would be of interest, definitely. Isak and Wilson to start together, great synergy, says Killen. We'll get your score predictions in. We're only 3 minutes away from the start of this game, so let us know what you think. Yusuf wants Sunderland to come up. Doug says, how did TalkSport go last night? Brilliant. Had a great call from a Newcastle fan who was telling me off for something I hadn't said. Hi Mark, I think there's an active lobbying effort by owners of City, Newcastle for us to get Sir Jim. They directly benefit from us having bad ownership, says Omka. And not really an upset if Newcastle beat us. We'll be lucky to get a draw, says Joseph. But I feel that, looking at those last few fixtures for Arsenal, I look at them and I go, those last few fixtures for Man City, they probably are favourites, and they are favourites, but they've got to go to Brighton, they've got to go to Brentford, they've got to go to Goodison Park, and they've got to play Chelsea. So, look, stranger things have happened with this league. Brentford have had a great season, Brighton have had a great season, Everton are fighting for their lives. And, Chelsea, who knows? Notts County are going to Wembley, get Jacob. Yeah, really pleased about that for them. Really, really pleased. Great result for them. They very nearly didn't do it though, didn't they? So it could have been very different. But let's get ready to rumble here. Let's get ready to rumble. Arsenal are doing a huddle. Let's get ready. My God. I've just seen something on the internet I don't want to see again. Fucking hell. Anyway, we're about ready to go here. Arsenal to kick us off. Yeah, I've seen the arm snap. I just wonder what... It's a watch-along. Just talk about bloody football. It's just stupid, isn't it? Absolutely stupid. Oh, well. I hope he's all right. Nice lad. Mark, is Sneak an electrolyte drink like Lucozade Sport or more of a high caffeine energy drink like Red Bull, says Joshua Bellwater? Use the code SneakBridge if you want to order anything, and they do Sneak Hydrate now, which doesn't have caffeine in it. So it's it's an energy drink like your electrolytes. Did you get your ball back, Mark? Says Chris. Nah, I need to get the ladder out. Terrible shot that was. Terrible. Anyway, we're up and running here. I had an Indian takeaway last night, Nathan, and it was very nice. I really enjoyed it. It was fantastic. I was starving by the time it came, and I just pounded through it. Garlic naan, poppadoms, chicken pakora. Newcastle, they started well against Spurs. It's nearly a goal. He's at the post. I thought it was in. I was just about to say they started well against Spurs. They've started well against Arsenal. Murphy again, and he's hit the post. It looked like it was in. It looked like that was going in. Newcastle starting like a fast train again. Arsenal's defence is shaky, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing. I just don't think Arsenal will win all their games anyway, will they? Let's do a poll. Who's going to win? Said, well, it could be a draw, of course. So I'll include that. Let's have a poll on the result, because it's an interesting one today. I think a lot of people are probably going to go with Newcastle for the home form. Arsenal are going to win this. It's in our destiny, says Zane. Well, the post has saved you there. Newcastle starting with the energy again. They're on the attack again. Here we go. Another shot. Another block. Goes for a corner. Newcastle fans loving this. Isaac with the shot. Good start. Great start. Who do you fancy today, Mark? Need a bigger goal in your garden, mate, says Jake. That goal's massive, Jake. It just looks small on the camera. Look at the size of the... Go on my Instagram story now, if anyone's got their phone. Go to @GoldbridgeMark. Look at my story. People think it's a small goal. Look at the size of it in context to the summer house at the end of the garden and the bar area. It's not a small goal. It's a big goal. It's just the way the camera looks. Because that summer house has got a full-size snooker table in it and a swimming pool. So just to give you some context. Newcastle come out guns blazing here, says Brock. Jake Jones, thanks for your super chat. You can do that through the $sign if you so wish. A draw would be a best result for United. Well, United aren't going to catch Arsenal. So I think an Arsenal win might be better for Man United. But a draw, if you hate Arsenal, I agree. Don't you hate that? When you get a glass of water, you put ice in it, and then the water just evaporates all around the glass and makes a big puddle. Daniel, welcome. Thank you for being a member for 12 months. Arsenal haven't settled at all here yet. They seem a bit nervous, says Ryan Hanlon. Barath says, Liverpool can win their last 4 games. Villa's losing form. I'm really worried as a United fan. Please convince me, Mark, says Barath. Well, if Liverpool win their last 4 games, they get 71 points. Man United just need 9 from 15. And they've got 72. So, yeah. Ronaldo to Newcastle was in the papers yesterday. Neymar last week. Well, it's the Saudi Arabia connection, isn't it, with Ronaldo? I meant condensate, not evaporate, says Alvin. Yeah, okay. Have a stretch, says Brian. I had one a few minutes ago, Brian. Arsenal just settling down here, first 5 minutes. It's not easy. I mean, look, if you're an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be sat here going, "Oh God, we're terrible because Newcastle hit the post." You know, you're up against. I think it's one of the hardest places to go in the Premier League this season. After the Etihad, so you're going to have to ride a bit of a storm. It's the old cliche of, if I was Arteta, I'd be saying, look, get your foot on the ball, win free kicks, try and keep possession, but they're going to come at you hard for 20 minutes. And the key is to try and ride that storm out. You know, you'd never concede to your players, but in your mind, you'd be like, even if we concede 1, just keep it down in the first 20 minutes, because Newcastle notoriously go at you hard. Hot take, but Kim Min-jae is just the Korean Harry Maguire. He's terrible up against pace. Maybe I'm wrong, like you were wrong about Van Dijk, says Ronan. I don't think Kim Min-jae's slow. I don't think he's anything like Harry Maguire, in fact. I think it's been a long season for Napoli, and I think that they've ran out of steam at the end, as we saw in the Champions League. I think if Napoli could have kept their form going, I think they'd have breezed into the final. Another corner here another corner for Newcastle. Trippier's on this one. Who do I think is going to win the Bundesliga, Brian? I don't really watch it, so Bayern. But it's really close this year. Dortmund could win it. Yeah, I think I'll go with Bayern. This could be a goal. Gomeres into the... They want a penalty. He's given a penalty. He's given a penalty here. I think is that Kevin Friend? I don't know. Well, he's no friend of Arsenal. I don't know who the referee is. He's given it, though. Penalty to Arsenal here. It's been a great first 5 minutes for Newcastle. Chris Kavanagh. I didn't see it. Let me have a look. No, I don't know. I don't know whether that's a penalty. I need to see it again, and I'm sure we will. Show it. No, that's not. No, that's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. It's right in close. For me, I think it's really harsh because he's trying to move his hand out the way. I want it if I'm a Newcastle fan. Does it hit his knee? What angle are they looking at here? Now they're looking for an offside. Well, I don't think there's an offside. Oh, what's going on? It's his knee. That's it. That hits his knee. It's not a penalty. No penalty. That's not a penalty. No way. I think Ipswich will win the Premier League before Tottenham, says Aidan. I don't want to be anti-Newcastle and pro-Arsenal, but that's not a penalty. I'd want it. If I was Newcastle, I'd be saying that's a definite penalty, but it looks like it hits his knee. The fact that he's moving his arm away at the time as well, I'm not having that. I'm not having that as a penalty. Yeah, it's not even hit his hand. It's hit his thigh. You can see why the Newcastle fans want it, but that's hit his thigh, 100%. 100% hits his thigh. If he can't see that, he needs to go to Specsavers. Mate, it hits his thigh every time. It's not going to change. You can see. hits his thigh. How many times are you looking at it? It bounces off his bloody thigh. How many times? I think it hits his thigh. I've looked at it 6 times, and I think it might hit his thigh. No penalty. Yeah, no penalty. What you reckon, Salah over Saka in team of the season? More goals and more assists than Alisson yesterday proved why he's the best in the world. Nathan Allen, my team of the season, Premier League, Alisson's in goal. I was going to do it on TalkSport last night. Alisson is in goal, 100% team of the season. So I'll give you that. But Saka's got to be in team of the season. He has to be in it. Eddie Howe shaking his head. You can only be shaking your head out of unluckiness, Eddie. Like, you know, you went to a bar, you've been buying someone drinks all night and they've gone home with someone else. You know, it's just unlucky. It's not injustice. That's definitely not a penalty. Little bit unlucky start for Newcastle, though. They've hit the post. And they've had a penalty turned away. Correct decision. It did hit the post, and that wasn't a penalty. But it's been a great start by Newcastle. You can't deny that. Diaz should not have been in the team of the season either. I agree with Max. If you're going to put a Man City defender in, it's got to be John Stones. An interesting first 10 minutes here, and Newcastle just showing why. I mean, Leeds have got Newcastle at Ellen Road next week. I'll be stunned if Newcastle don't win that. Absolutely stunned. I really, really would. I really would. Arsenal just not settled well here yet at all. In fact, we'll probably do that as a watch-along next Saturday. Leeds against Newcastle at 12:30. I'll have a bit of that. I will have a bit of that. Man United play Wolves at 3 o'clock. And then Arsenal-Brighton could be quite interesting next Sunday. Leicester-Liverpool on the Monday. Newcastle playing Brighton on the Thursday. I don't think Man United are on the telly again this season. After tonight. Oh no, Chelsea. Chelsea will be on the telly. There we go. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner on the road to 951k. Thanks for getting involved. You're all welcome here. Trimad, thank you very much for your super chat. Callum says, I'm loving the game. Would you start to get nervous if Manchester United lose tonight, says Chris? Yes, I would. We've got to win tonight. It's huge. In fact, I need to get this T-shirt off because it's more claret than red. I won't do it now. I'll do it for the United Stand game. I mean, I don't want to ruin your life when you see my moves. But, yeah, I'm not wearing a claret top. Fantastic tempo to this game, though. I'll tell you what, I've been looking forward to this game for weeks. I'm very glad that there's still something on it. You know, it would have been really horrible if Man City had already won the league and Newcastle already had top 4. The fact that they've both got something to play for is great. Great. Arsenal just need to slow this game down a little bit here now. Uh-oh says, can you do a Zippy impression? Everyone says I do a Zippy impression. It's just a voice I've always done. It's not meant to be Zippy. It's actually someone I used to work with, Birchie. And we used to go... We always talks like this, so we just always used to talk like that at him all the time. He'd be moaning, go home. Odegaard! Oh no, it's 1-0 Arsenal! What a hit by Odegaard! You can't believe it. Now this guy's in team of the season, 100%. Arsenal have scored! What a game! What a game! I can't believe it here, mate. Oh, mate, look at this, mate. Arsenal, 1-0 up. Newcastle have hit the post. They've had a penalty turned down. Arsenal go up the other end. And Odegaard has scored a great goal. You've got to look at Pope here. You've got to look at Pope. Is there anything he could have done? Has it gone through a crowd? He's a long way out, Odegaard. Why doesn't anyone close him down? Yeah, I think he's... there's not a lot Pope can do because it's gone through the legs of the centre-back. Good hit. Yeah, through the legs of the keeper. Through the legs. Keeper can't get down quick enough. Yeah. Pope will be disappointed with that. No clean sheet for Pope. Pope's got no hope for Pope. We'll go with that line. I can't top it. 1-0 to Arsenal. Love it. Great for the game. Great for the game. Newcastle at home. Away team scores first. They've got to come at them now. Arsenal always get lucky, says Said. Yeah, really lucky. Have you seen the table? Mark, any tips for Sunday depression? Got work tomorrow, says Try. I haven't. That's going to help you, isn't it? Well, Goldbridge doesn't. No, if you live in the UK, you haven't. You might be anti-monarchy, but you've got a day off tomorrow because of it. I presume the Scousers are going to work tomorrow. Look, I saw at Anfield yesterday a lot of people getting very angry. They had to play God Save the King at all the Premier League games yesterday. It was very antagonistic, a very inflammatory thing to do at Anfield, and it got booed. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people did like it. I don't have a problem with it. It's freedom of speech. That's what it's all about. You can be offended. You can be happy. It doesn't really matter. But they've all got the day off tomorrow. We've all got the day off tomorrow because of it. I'll see that as a bonus. So, if you have got the Sunday blues, what did I used to do? I used to get it quite a lot. I'd turn Sunday into a Saturday night. That's what I used to do. If you got work tomorrow, you got work tomorrow. You can't do anything about it. You've got to feed yourself. You've got to heat yourself. You've got to clothe yourself. Work is a necessity, but make work the thing you do to live, not live to work. Oh, it could be 1-1. No, he's gone too wide. Or has it? Yes, he has. But what I used to do on a Sunday night is I'd go down the pub Sunday afternoon and watch the football now, have a few drinks, sod it. I'd go to the cinema on a Sunday night and watch something good. Or I would wait till everyone had gone to bed and I'd watch The Godfather or something and stay up late. And I'd go, screw you, Monday. Mark, as United fans, should we be cheering on Arsenal? I hate them, but it helps us all to do it, says Oz. I would prefer Arsenal to win this game, yeah. I'm not massively bothered if Newcastle win it, but I think that whilst there's a slim chance of Arsenal winning the title, I'd rather they did it than Man City. And obviously, Newcastle are Man United's rival for top four, so yeah. But I've predicted Newcastle to win 3-1, and it won't be a massive problem for me if they do. Gosh, I said he'd prefer a draw. Mark, are you doing a Champions League watch-along on Tuesday? Just you try and stop me, Liam. I am, definitely, yes. Nathan says, if we lose today and draw a game or lose another, I think Liverpool will nick fourth off you. And judging from your away form, I would worry today if I was you. Nathan, I would do your research, mate. Our away form is absolutely fine against the bottom half teams. West Ham ain't in the top 10. Our away form is dreadful against the top 10. I don't think we've lost. I think we've won. I think we've beat everybody away from home in the bottom 10. So actually, our away form is very good against the bottom teams. But I am a bit worried about it, yeah. Hi Mark, hope you're doing well. It appears if Brighton actually manage to win all their games, they'll have 73 points, meaning Man United need to win 3 and draw 2 to get top 4. That's never going to happen, Sigs. Because Brighton have got to play... I think Brighton have got to play Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal, and somebody else decent as well. If Man United lose to West Ham today, we deserve to be bloody chased down for top 4 anyway. Fairy Liquid FC. Not having that. They've been shit this season. Although they did get a draw against Arsenal, so I don't want to draw. Don't need a bloody draw. Newcastle pushing hard here. 18 minutes gone. Arsenal 1-0 up. Bit of a smash and grab. Good goal. But Newcastle have been the better side. I guess we want Arsenal to win today, says Benji. Well, you can want what you want. You can take what you need. And be on your way. Doesn't matter. I think I would rather Arsenal to win, but I think Newcastle will win. Was that a penalty for you, says Leon? No. 100% not a penalty. I can see why it was given, and I can see why Newcastle players thought it was a handball, but that's what VAR is. Look, we can criticise VAR. It's normally the people who run VAR are the problem. That's what VAR is for, and it got it right. Given the owner situation at United, if we can't buy, does that mean we can't sell players because we don't know who the owner is, or can we sell as forever PVM? No, I think the owner situation really has a massive impact on who you buy and who you sell. Joshua Bowwater says, is Garnacho with the squad? Yeah, Garnacho's with the squad. Luke Shaw's with the squad. Yeah. I think Martial is with the squad as well. There was a bit of a running there. Any watch-alongs for tomorrow, Mark? Yes, I'm doing Brighton-Everton. Yeah, at 5:30. I was going to do Forest-Southampton, but I like the United Stand show at 8 o'clock, and I think that'd be a good one. Were you as shocked as everyone else that Chelsea won yesterday? Says Gary. No, not really. I mean, it would have been funny if James Bond, Lampard had got the James Bond job, 007. But that's with those set of players, for Lampard to have lost all 7 games would have been incredible. Chelsea should be beating Bournemouth. Bournemouth have done fantastic this year, but Chelsea should be beating Bournemouth, regardless of the season they've had. Thoughts on Ten Hag and the owner situation? If United don't make top 4, would be an absolute disaster, in my opinion, says AL. Thank you very much, pal. Thanks for the super chats that are coming in. I'm just catching up on them. Nice ball in. He's through. Martinelli! Oh, crap shot. Pope got the shot in. Pope saved it with his foot. Odegaard here again. Good shot. That goes for a corner. Saved by Pope. Matt says, Mark, considering the general consensus is that Liverpool have had a terrible season, if they beat us to top 4, would that mean it'd be a damning indictment? Says Matt. Well, no, Liverpool have had a bad season, but they've had a good end to the season. I said this at the start of the season. Points tally is what is important for me. United, this season, we had to post 70 points plus. And then you expect to get top 4. So it has been a bad season for Liverpool, but Liverpool are used to hitting 90 points, 95 points. We're not. So Liverpool's bad season is still a good season for United. And if Liverpool gets 71 points, which is all they can get, corner's been cleared there. 71 points for Liverpool is a bad season. But 71 points you would expect to have a chance of getting top 4 with. So 71 points for United's a good season from 59 last year. 71 points is a very good season for Newcastle. 71 points would be a brilliant season for Spurs. It's a bad season for Liverpool because they want to challenge for City and hit 90. But we've not done that. God knows how many years since United did that. Forever PVM says, Mark, what about contract negotiations regarding current players? What happens to these players? Well, you've just got to get new owners in, mate. That's what you've got to do. New owners will have to do that. Golden Glove winner, Mark, says Nathan. I think it's going to be De Gea, isn't it? I don't even know. Golden Glove. I don't know. I know De Gea's winning it. Why is Frank Lampard here? Yeah, De Gea's got 15. Alisson's got 13. Nick Pope's got 13. Yeah, I expect David De Gea to win that. Arsenal on the attack again with Jesus. Let's just close this poll as well because the game's up and running now. 40% went with the Newcastle win. 20% went with a draw. 39% with an Arsenal win. So I'll probably close that a little bit late as well. Hi, Mark. Would you like to have had Alexander Isak as a striker at United? I love him. He wouldn't be my choice, but you know, I think that. Hold on a minute. Saka's through. He's through 1-on-1. Great save by Pope. Oh, Newcastle keep getting hot here. Not only boring to watch, but they play like rats, says Bry. I don't know who he's talking about. I'd take Alexander Isak over Wout Weghorst though, 100%. Yeah. He wouldn't be my choice as the striker I want at United, but I take Alexander Isak over Wout Weghorst easy. I'd take Alexandra Burke, who won bloody X Factor, over Wout Weghorst at the moment. Saka's hit that straight at the keeper. Not a great finish. Arteta would like that to go in, you know. He knows this is a difficult game. SRS says you don't fancy Isak. Oh, people get too literal. I'm not that person. I don't say those sort of things. Like, I like Isaac. I think he's a really good player. What I'm saying is, would he be my choice? Would I take him this summer? No. I want, like, Osman. There's a list of strikers I would want over Isaac. I don't want Isaac at Manchester United. He's a brilliant player, but I wouldn't want him. Would I take him over Wout Weghorst? Yes. Would I have took him in the summer last year? Yes, because look at the situation. Did you watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I haven't watched Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Andy Hines says, do you like Danny Aarons? I do. He was on my team when I managed at the Sidemen. I noticed there's loads of games going on at the moment. I never get bloody invited. Have they seen my garden clips? I won't be able to play forever. I'm into my late 30s now. Why do I not get asked to play in these games? I'll run the show. I think it's fear. Absolute fear. They will not. It's like it's the Gary Neville effect. It's just fear. They will not let me play. They don't invite me because they're scared of what will happen. Put me in that midfield. I'll run it like a running machine. No, I liked Danny Aarons because when we were playing in the Sidemen game, you could just tell him he could do any job. Right back, midfield, lovely stuff. Goldbridge, yeah. You know what you're on about, Dowell. Rizzard says you're the GOAT coach. Well, I was robbed at the Sidemen. I was the better coach and I was robbed by... Well, we all know what happened. Lovely play by Isaac here. Skips away from his man on the touchline. Ventures into the opposition's half. Rolls it through to Callum Wilson. He's got it, but he's gone very wide. Gabriel's following him. And a good tackle. And I think he's... No, he's not won the throw-in. Did you see the Grim Reaper at the coronation, says Tom? Nope. How many press-ups can you do, says Luke? I don't really do them anymore, but I used to be... I remember I got up to... I could do 100. That was probably about 10 years ago. Nice little ball in. Callum Wilson. This is a goal! No, Ramsdale saved it! Ramsdale saved it. Was it Willock? Willock with the shot against his old club. Nice. It's amazing. It's amazing how bad Arsenal's defence is, you know. I've got to call this out. You're so used to watching, like, even Lindelof and Shaw are pretty good at stopping chances, but you know, look at the good defences like Man City, etc. Arsenal's defence at the moment, they're letting too many chances come in. Dowell says it's just great football from Newcastle. Well, they've had the chances. They've had 3 chances in the first half an hour here. That's not a great finish, really. He's got to go bottom corner there, Willock. Straight at the keeper again. I want Lautaro Martinez as a striker. He's not a complete goal scorer, but he's all very strong. Rashford will benefit with his runs. Today, I'm Team Arsenal, says Sully. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. 17,000 watching. If you've not subscribed, please do. Bottom right-hand corner, because we are on the road to 1 million. There it is. Get involved with the That's Football. We do have daily content on here anyway. We normally have like a topical 10-minute video, but to be honest, we've got watch-alongs every day at the moment. Tomorrow, I'm doing Brighton-Everton at 5:30. Tuesday, we're doing Man City's trip to Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-final, leg 1. Wednesday, Inter Milan against AC Milan, Champions League semi-final. Saturday, we'll be doing Newcastle again against Leeds at 12:30. Ramsdale's made a meal of that. He got there. He did get there. I tell you what, Arsenal are not going to keep a clean sheet. They're going to have to score again. Ultra Gamer says Arsenal could win this. Well, to do it, I think they're going to have to score again. We will be doing Manchester United versus West Ham tonight on the United Stand, yes. We'll be on here for the team news at about 6 o'clock, and then we'll go straight over there after this game. Sometimes I swap over to be on the United Stand an hour early, but I'm not going to do that today because it's a big game. I want to see this through to the end, and then we'll go over to United Stand. But we'll react to the team news on here. Kid says there's no way someone could do 100 push-ups in one go. Mate, you bloody can. He says only Marines can do it. I bet Marines can probably do I think Marines can probably do 1,000, mate. 100 press-ups is not impossible for people who... I guarantee if you started doing press-ups, even if you can only do 10, I guarantee by week 2 you could do 30. You can. I'm going to prove that. I'm going to start doing them again just to prove you wrong. You can do 100. It isn't that hard, like Saul says. You've just got to train yourself up. I think there's people in the chat who haven't got a bloody clue how relatively easy you can train yourself to do 100 press-ups. It's your body weight. People think press-ups are about, you've got to be gym man, the big massive, the mountain. Like, you're lifting your own body weight. Like Seb was we were down the playground today. Seb was on the bars. He can do it. It's your own body weight. That's all it is. Just got to train yourself up. The hardest thing about press-ups is it's the stamina. It's like anything. It's the stamina. It's not really the strength. It's training your body to be able to do it for that long. If you can do 10 press-ups, you can do 100. It's stamina. Who'd have thought we'd be arguing about press-ups? Anyway, that is working. That's fine. Good stuff. Alvin says, I can do 100 press-ups. It's not hard. You just need to build it up. Addy says, stop lying. I've been training for 5 years and there's no way you can do 100 in one go. What you've been training to do? Sit on your arse? Because I'm telling you now, you've wasted 5 years of your life. Maybe you're not talented enough to do it. It's like me. I can do probably 300 kick-ups right now. Put me in the garden, I'll do 300 kick-ups. It's just ability, isn't it? Some people can do it, some people can't. Talent. You can't put a price on talent. I can't do pull-ups. I'm terrible at them. I've always been rubbish at them. Well, Chris just sat there and did 100 while everyone was arguing. Here we go, look. Go on then, prove us wrong and do it. What did I just say? You have to train yourself up to do it. I don't do press-ups. I've not done them for years. How do you rate Ramsdale as a keeper, says Darren? I think he's had a really good season, but Alisson, if you know football, and actually this is such an arrogant thing to say, but I can't understand... 4v3 here. Arsenal on the break. Martinelli. Still, he's going to be greedy. He wasn't greedy. He went for the wrong pass. It needed to go to Saka or Odegaard. He got it completely wrong, and it's a free kick to Newcastle. I forgot what I was going to say now, so I can't... Yeah, look, I can't understand if people have watched as much football as I've watched this year, which is a lot in the Premier League. I don't understand how you can't have Alisson as the number one goalkeeper. Look, David De Gea is going to get most clean sheets. You could argue that that's a good reason to give him goalkeeper of the year. But even when Liverpool were shit, he's not an outfield player. He's made loads of saves. Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season for me. But it seems to be a bit of a hot take, and I don't know why. It seems to me that, you've got to give it Ramsdale because Arsenal have had a good season. But in goal, it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh, they're looking at something here from Shaw. Nah, nothing bad in that. Why isn't Spurs looking at Thomas Frank for the manager's job? He's proved he can do wonders on a low budget and plays the football they'd want, says Kyle. Yeah, sit and counter. I just done 20 pull-ups then, pulling up 20 McNuggets into my mouth. So dance 1, 2, 1, 1. Yeah, I would put Alisson in goal. Yeah. I'm getting a bit hungry actually. Those chicken nugget stories making me hungry. I'm not having chicken nuggets though. What can I order? Oh, I'll tell you what I could have. I've got my I've got an Oreo grenade. I've got an Oreo grenade bar. That'd be nice. Oh yes. I've got Oreo. Well, let's have a vote. I've got sent these, so these are quite good actually, especially when you've been eating. So I've got I've got fudged up. That sounds bad, but it is called fudged up from Grenade. I've got an Oreo one. I've got a salted caramel one, or I've got a white chocolate. Oh, I'm just going to do a poll. I'm not sponsored by them. No, they just sent me a load. I did an Insta story. Hey, people want to sponsor us and send us stuff. I will do promos, but I got sent these ages ago. Which one? So what we got? What did I say? Fudged up. It's a flavour. Nothing's going to happen. White chocolate cookie. Cookie. Watch out. Oreo. Or Ramsdale's going to catch that. No, he's not. He's dropped it. He wants a foul. He's not going to get it. What was the other one? Salted caramel. Okay. You can decide in the chat what Goldbridge's snack's going to be. I've got a grenade bar in those 4 flavours. And I am feeling peckish, so let me know. Arsenal leading 1-0 here with 10 minutes to go. Till half time. Get an Indian for dinner. Oh no, I can't do that. I had roast beef for dinner with Yorkshire puddings. Yeah, beautiful roast potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, roast beef, carrots, and then I had horseradish sauce and mustard. Oh, and the Yorkshire puddings were delight. In fact, if I ever do Cooking with Goldbridge again, I'm going to show you how to do Yorkshire puddings because they're fantastic. And if you don't know what they are, or you don't know how to make them, it will change your life. You can put chilli in there. You can put curry in there. Just dip it in a lovely thick gravy. Lovely. Alan Gill says, I own a retro football kit page called The Kit Man. Would you post an Insta story if I sent you one out? I've DM'd you on Instagram. I'll have a look, Alan. Thank you very much. Horseradish is absolutely fantastic. I love horseradish sauce. Mark, without glasses, confidence and wisely person, says Tuna. Thank you very much. Nothing like a Sunday roast, says Gur. And Jacob says, beef, pork, chicken, turkey and lamb. Rank the 5. What, roasts? There is there 5 there? What was the beef, pork, chicken, turkey, and lamb? Well, turkey's just Christmas dinner, isn't it? I do like Christmas dinner, so I put that 3rd. I'll put chicken 4th. I'll put lamb 5th, and then I'll go beef 2nd, pork 1st. I like pork because I love red cabbage, I love stuffing, I love applesauce, I love the crackling. So I think I'd put pork number 1. Yeah, controversial. There we go. I don't like lamb. I don't like lamb. I like a lamb kebab, but I don't like roast lamb. Mint sauce. And I like mint ice cream, but I don't like mint sauce. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I think if beef's done properly, it's brilliant. Like, you know, if the beef is like, you don't have to chew it too much. Yeah. I find lamb a bit fatty. Imagine what mutton's like. I always love that saying. Mutton dressed as lamb. If you know, you know. Basically, it means if you see somebody on a night out, and yeah, I'm not going to go down that road. I think Cooking with Goldbridge should be an end of season content. Give us some good football banter with ingredients until the season starts again, says Forever PVM. Thank you very much for your super chat. Does United lack of goals outside Rashford worry you? No other players for United has over 10 goals, says Michael. Look, lack of goals has been our problem recently. We've got to get some goals today. What's your favourite Batman, says Neo. Oh, corner from Newcastle. Joel Linton thought he was in for a minute. I'd say my favourite Batman, I quite like the first one. With my favourite Batmans are the Christian Bale ones, and I'd probably say the first one because I didn't think the recast of Katie Holmes worked, so I quite liked her in that. So yeah, I'd go with the first one. What flavour won the poll? I haven't even looked. It's not close. Fudged Up got 22%. White Chocolate Cookie got 25%. Oreo got 36%. And Salted Caramel got 17%. So there we go. Let's end the poll because I'm bloody starving. Big shout out to Grenade Bars. They're not actually sponsoring us, but they did send. I did do an Insta story for them, and they are very nice. They're high protein, low sugar. So if you've been training like me in the garden, then it should be a nice little snack. Archaic. Don't read Archaic Wheats, chat. Odegaard. Martinelli. He's too wide. Ooh. Well, I thought he was too wide, but then Pope didn't touch it and he seemed to panic a little bit. This won't finish 1-0. No way. Arsenal have had chances on the break. To be fair to Martinelli, there's nobody in the box here. Pod says, Mark, do you ever go through a fitness phase where you're not really in shape? Yeah, it normally lasts about 6 months. As an Australian, says my Joker, with my only experience with Yorkshire pudding are the ones in frozen packaging. I didn't know they were actual puddings. No, they're not puddings. They go on your main dinner. They go on your main dinner. And don't buy the ones that you get in Iceland. Oh, terrible. If somebody said to me, we've only got the frozen Yorkshire puddings, I'd say, just burn them. I don't want them. Don't give me them crap, powdery nonsense. They're either homemade or don't bother. You know, if we've been, that's not. I'm not having Aunt Bessie's bin them. What's that? We're sponsored by Aunt Bessie? No. Make your own. They're easy. They're easy to make. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it next time I do Cooking with Goldbridge. We're going to do a Yorkshire pudding dish. Would you do the bake off? I wouldn't be good enough, Josh. I'm not patient enough. I need a recipe. I'm not a creative cooker. I'm creative at most other things, but not cooking. I need to follow a recipe, and then I'm good. But Toad in the Hole is very nice, yeah. Use the chicken sausages though. I love chicken sausages. They're brilliant. I can't even remember where we got them from. Chicken sausages. Oh, they're brilliant. Here we go. Arsenal breaking again. Saka. Go on. Motor. Well, something's happened off the ball here. Saka's down. And he stayed down. Put the ball out. He's in trouble here, Saka. He's caught him right on the ankle. Bruno Guimaraes. I don't know what happens. Nah, there's nothing deliberate. Nothing deliberate there. He's just caught him by accident right on the ankle. Without Salah and Alisson, Liverpool would arguably be where Chelsea are. That's why I would argue with you if Chelsea got a goal scorer, they could be top 6, but because that's what one can do for your thoughts, says Nathan Allen. Thank you very much, Nathan. Jesus and Joel Linton having a bit of a word here. He's a bit of a hothead, Joel Linton, isn't he? He's always going looking for trouble. He was like that against United. Who's the ref for the Man United game? Says Finn. No, it wasn't Finn. I don't know. Who said that? Brandon. I don't know. St Maximum's on the bench, Ali. So's Almiron. Liam just said, Jesus red card, his hands are all over Joelinton, round his neck in a headlock. I saw that. You know, technically you're right. It was more of a hug, but his hands are all over him. Bry says, oh my God, they play like rats. Miserable to watch. I don't know who he's talking about. Sorry, I meant to put agree with you and not argue, says Nathan Allen. No worries. Aha says, what happened to Almiron? He was a Messi a few months ago. Here we go. Newcastle. Murphy with the cross. Not very good. Arsenal bring it away. 5 minutes will be added on here. Liam says, do you want any more kids? Why? Have you had enough of yours? No, thank you. Any update on your pool series? It's a shame. Yeah, that was it. I don't think that's going to happen. Zodiac says Newcastle are playing really well. I'm afraid. Yeah, this game is not going to finish 1-0. Well, it probably will now. I've jinxed it, but it shouldn't be finishing 1-0. Man of the match so far? A good question, actually. I don't think anybody's really shone. Well, tell me in the chat, so I'll nick it. Odegaard's a good shout. I was thinking about Odegaard. I should have said that. It's a very tight game, though. I mean, Newcastle will be disappointed if they go in at half-time 1-0 down. As I said, if Arsenal got a result here, and I don't think they will, it would be fantastic. The podcast is going to happen. The podcast is in the works, definitely. We've got the concept now. We've got the idea. We're just working through a few sort of designs and stuff. Yeah. Chelsea get Poch and a striker. They defo get top four, says Robert. I agree. I don't think they'll win the title with Pochettino, but I think they'll get top four. Manchester is red likes Aunt Bessie's. Well, I'll tell you now, if you like Aunt Bessie's Yorkshire puddings, you'll probably think you've gone to heaven if you taste Goldbridge Yorkshire puddings. And that's not a euphemism. But yeah, Aunt Bessie's are horrible compared to real. Would you consider this season a flop if United win the 2 cups but finish 5th? Says Cava. Yeah, well, look, winning trophies is nice. It is nice, and we haven't won trophies for a few years, but to not get 5th place now would be disappointing. Another player's gone down injured here. Xhaka. Callum Wilson and Xhaka having a bit of an argument. I don't know what's going on, really. A very stop-start game. Probably tactical from Arsenal. Slow the game down. I think that's why Callum Wilson's getting angry. But, you know what? Long way to go. If you're trying to wind Newcastle up with 45 minutes to go, there's a long way to go. Also a little bit ironic, because Newcastle are normally the team that get accused of slowing the game down. Bateman says, Bank Holiday Watchalong. Bank Holiday, what's you doing and who's with ya? Well, he can't do it anymore. Sean Connery's dead, but I always like that one. Legoland and a lamb lunch. And a bottle of scotch with Sean Connery. Gethin says, how can you put chilli in a Yorkshire pudding? You make a big one. Make a massive one, and then you put the chilli inside. It's brilliant. What would my ideal bank holiday be? I'd probably just like to be in a nice pub in the afternoon, pissing it down with rain outside, fire, just had a nice walk, and then just sit having a chat with a pint with Ian Beale from EastEnders, just telling me about what it was like. This referee needs to get hold of this game. It's 2-stop-start. The SP says, looking at the relegation zone now and so few games to go, are we looking at the 3 teams that will go down, or could you see Forest leapfrog Leeds to safety? I think Leeds are going down. Yeah, I think Leeds are going down with Everton and Southampton. Ref's losing control here. Xhaka is. I tell you what, it's really. That's really disappointing. I want to drink some water and it just keeps dripping. That's because I put ice cubes in. Yeah, ref's lost control here. He needs half time. He blows it, saved by the whistle, but yeah, it's become very stop-start. Great save from Odegaard by Pope as well. When did that happen? Completely missed that. Should have been 2-0. I missed it, Ben. Yeah, I missed it. Odegaard should have scored. What a chance that was. What a chance. Arsenal really have had the better chances. Newcastle started off with good chances, but Arsenal really have missed a few there, and Odegaard should have scored. As I say, I don't think it's going to finish 1-0. Really don't. But good result so far for Arsenal. Newcastle will be frustrated, and the frustrations are definitely bubbling over as well. Let's have a look at the stats at half time. I never really noticed them as they were going round, so let's take and pause that. Don't forget, our stats partner is OneFootball. You can download it for free through the link in the description. Available Apple, Android and all that. Free to download. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news. But the thing I like as well is that we do the general stats, but they have the individual player stats as well. So download it for free. Links in the chat, or you can scan the QR code and they'll have the individual stats for you so you can see who's passing and tackling, success rate, etc. But look, very equal game. 50-50 basically. 7 shots to 6, but Arsenal have had 5 on target, and that's been Newcastle's problem. They've only had 2 on target. But look, I suppose, you look at that from Arsenal's point of view, and you say, well, look, Newcastle maybe deserve something, but it's been quite an equal, strong performance from Arsenal. I feel that Newcastle have been in the ascendancy, but actually they've done very well. They have done very well. So fair play to Arsenal. They're 1-0 up at the moment, clinging to those slim hopes of a title. Remember, Man City have got to go to Brighton, Brentford, Everton, and then they've got Chelsea at home. Arsenal would need to win all their games and hope that Man City drop points in 2 of those games that they're playing. But interesting that as well, you've got Newcastle, who Liverpool are trying to hunt down. So, look, Newcastle have still got some difficult games themselves. I can't see this finishing 1-0 though. I think if Arsenal are going to win, they're going to need more than 1 goal because Newcastle won't stop. But I think there's an intriguing point there from Mr. Hot, who says Newcastle losing control. Good work from Arsenal. Well, Arsenal are losing control a little bit as well. Xhaka has had his part to play in that. He's been a little bit aggressive, but yeah, Arsenal have been very clever in slowing the game down as well. And I think that's always a good thing to do when you're away from home against a team that just wants to get on with it. And you could see Callum Wilson's frustration with Xhaka when he went down. Welcome to Members Club, Regan. Appreciate that. And who needs to be done to give yellow to Newcastle? What needs to be done to give Newcastle a yellow, says No Fox. And are you going to watch Leicester against Liverpool, says Cloudy. That's not till next week. And Ben is going to be fuming, says all the delusional. Get some maximum on, says Active. Look, I don't watch Newcastle week in, week out, but what I will say is I personally would, and I don't know what Newcastle fans think, and it must be, Eddie Howe's a really good manager, so there's probably a good reason for it. But I personally would start Almiron or St Maximin over Murphy. But there you go. Could you call my WhatsApp group All Prats? Cheers, says it's Hanko. What's it called? Almiron's on the bench and St Maximin is on the bench. So yeah. And St Maximin only plays well 1 in 5. He's like Nani, says Carl. And RDF says, how Bruno Guimaraes finished that half without a booking, I'll never know. Well, there we go. Referee's kept his hands in his pockets, I think, hasn't he? I don't think there has been a yellow card, actually. Let's have a quick look at that. No yellow cards for Newcastle, certainly. And no yellow cards for Arsenal either. So no yellow cards for either so far. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. You're all very well. Ref's been very good, says Nkunku. Newcastle loss and Man United win would be perfect today, says Abels. Yeah, remember Man United are playing West Ham straight after this game. Well, 7 o'clock. Had to become a member. Your content is legendary. Do you think Arsenal will do a Liverpool next season because of how much effort that they've put into this one, says Reagan. No, I think if Arsenal... I think Arsenal have to spend in the summer and bring in 2 or 3 good players. I think that's what they've got to do. And I think if they do that, then they can be up there. Yeah. Newcastle coming back. Trust me, says Passe. Well, as I said, I don't think it's going to finish 1-0. And imagine if Norway had 1 or 2 good defenders, they could be really good in the international scene, says Walter G. And a bit like the FA Cup semi-final when Brighton didn't get a player booked until halfway through the second half, says Alan Kenny. When Liverpool finished second in 2019, they won it the next year. Is that doing a Liverpool, says Cod? Well, yeah. I think people look for patterns of the past, don't they, that are going to happen in the future. Ref's been good. Newcastle getting a taste from January, says 58 go. And Mark, what team will pass the Euro? I don't care about the Euros. And BRGT WhatsApp group, majority United fans, a few Liverpool ones. Cheers, Mark, says it's in Hanko. VAR win, says Super Legacy of the... Look, I don't think there's a problem with VAR. I don't think we have a problem with VAR. I think that the problem... Well, there isn't a problem with VAR. It's the people who are running it. That's the problem. So, yeah, I'm definitely cooling down now, as you can tell. I'm having to layer up. I was bloody boiling at the start. Yeah, I don't think there's a problem with VAR. You can dislike VAR, but I don't think there's a problem with VAR. I think the problem is the people who run it. And, as we've just seen there, That comes down. Interpretation is the problem, says Mr. Hot. Somebody's just asked me what Arish has just said. What's your team of the season? Oh, easy. Okay, so my team of the season is this. Do you think the Super League will raise its head again? Says Nigel. I think that's exactly why the Glazers want to stay. I think my team of the season is this. Alisson in goal. As I said in the first half, I don't understand anybody who's watched a lot of games this season why you wouldn't go with Alisson. I think there's just this weird thing that you can't be in team of the season if your team's not played well. But that's a nonsense. You could get relegated and be the best goalkeeper because you could save loads of shots, but not all of them. So Alisson, I think, has to be goalkeeper. Right back's Trippier. There's really no alternative. I'm not saying that Trippier doesn't deserve it, but there's not really any alternative. I would put Saliba in there. For two reasons. One, I think it's a brilliant debut season in the Premier League. And two, I think it shows you how good he is because Arsenal defensively are nowhere near as good when he was in it. So I would go Saliba. My other centre-back, take your pick. It's either Martinez or Varane. I mean, Man United's whole success this season, and people can say what success? So 2 cup finals and top 4. It's all based on defence, which is why Casemiro's got to be in there as well. So, forget... I don't know why Ruben Diaz was in the FIFA one. No idea why he was in that. So, yeah, it'd be Saliba and one of Varane or Martinez. I personally would go Varane, but Martinez would probably work better with Saliba. Left back has to be, I think, Luke Shaw. I do. I think it's got to be Luke Shaw. I think he's had an amazing season as a left-sided centre-back as well. I think it's got to be Luke Shaw. If it wasn't going to be Luke Shaw, I'd probably go Dan Burn or Zinchenko. So, yeah, I think I'd have to go Luke Shaw there. Midfield 3 is easy for me. It's Casemiro, it's Odegaard, and it's De Bruyne. And then right-hand side has to be Saka. Haaland, obviously, up front. And then I suppose left-hand side... logically, it's got to be Marcus Rashford, hasn't it? I mean, there's a few Man United players in there. I'll be honest. I've probably got 4 Man United players in there, which is a bit. It does feel a bit deep, but I don't see. I mean, you could put Zinchenko instead of Shaw, I suppose. That might be a little bit of bias, but I think Shaw's had a really good season. But I'm not taking Casemiro out for anybody, so. Salah over Rashford. Look, I'll have that argument, but obviously Salah and Saka play on the right wing. If you want to put one of them on the left wing to accommodate both, I'll have that argument. But if we're going on pure position, you've got to go Salah or Saka, and I would go Saka this season. But if you want to move one to the left and leave Rashford out, I can't argue about that. But I think it's ridiculous not to put Saka in there. Really, I think he's had a brilliant season. But I'm a big fan of Salah. I think he's a good player. I think he's a very good player. I think he's underrated. But yeah, the goalkeeper's got to be Alisson. I don't know why Alisson's been ignored and people have sort of, it's either Ederson or Ramsdale. What? Because they're the title contenders. No. Ramsdale's had a good season. Has he had a good last month? No. I think Alisson's been the most consistent goalkeeper in a Liverpool side that's been dreadful. So, yeah. What did I think the actual one? They had no Saka. They had Diaz at centre back. I don't know what Ruben Diaz is doing in there. John Stones has been better than him. And they had the goalkeeper wrong as well. That's really, really nice. Well done for voting for the Oreo one. Really nice. Does East Gaming says Ruben Diaz is overrated? Look, I sort of agree. He's very good, but I don't think. I think he's living off his reputation of a couple of years ago. I mean, he's very, very good, but no, not for me. John Stones has been better than him this season. Varane's been better than him. Saliba's been better than him. Botman's been better than him. Martinez has been better than him. I mean, you could argue that Nathan Ake should get in there as well. Would you put Nathan Ake in there ahead of Zinchenko? I don't know. How can you not put Rodri in there? Because I'm putting Casemiro in there. Rodri's great, but I'm putting Casemiro in there. If you want to go with Rodri, put him in your team. That's the whole point. You can disagree with my opinion and pick your own. That's the way it works. But I was asked for mine. I don't know why people have a problem with it. Well, you can have a problem with it, but I'm not changing it because you have a problem with it. It's mine. That's my opinion. Simple as. Simple as. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, Newcastle losing 1-0 here to Arsenal. Arsenal, slim chance of winning the title still. Well, is it slim? Is it really slim? Man City have got to go to Everton. They've got to go to Brighton. They've got to go to Brentford. Those 3 games would be difficult games for Arsenal. The problem is I don't think they're going to be difficult games for Man City. But there's still a chance. All Arsenal have to do is keep on winning. Can they do it? Remember, I'll be live straight after this on the United stand. We'll move over there as soon as this game's over. But we will have the team news coming in for you as the second half goes on. So we'll have that. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. I'm just having a quick look there, see if anything coming off on the socials. What's going on? No subs at half time. Newcastle coming out. Here we go. Second half. What are we going for in the second half, everybody? I think Newcastle score, so Arsenal are going to have to score again if they want to win. Mm-hmm. 1-1 says Bros. What's this nonsense here? Hold on a minute. All right. If you're going to type away, you always run the risk of getting spotted. So Noah says, United's goal difference is +9, but somehow their defenders make the team. Tell me you don't watch Man United without telling me you don't watch Man United. I watch every bloody game. So does every other United fan. I know what you're getting at. Oh, you shipped 7 against Liverpool. You shipped 4 against Brentford. I know. I watched it. But if you look at the games that United have won this season, most of them are based on a strong defence. You play 38 games, mate. You don't just play 5. We have been absolutely thrashed 4 or 5 times this year. But most games we've won have been built on a strong defence. That's why... Here you go, you muppet. Kermit. Listen to this then. I'm going to sit you down. Our defence has been built on a strong defence. How the fuck do you think David De Gea is winning the Golden Glove? Prat. Absolute prat. Think before you type. Man United have got a low goal difference as well because we don't score enough bloody goals. We rarely beat anybody by 3 or 4 goals. Our season has been built on Varane, Martinez, Casemiro. Those 3 players have basically shut a lot of teams down and allowed us to go up the other end and get a goal. We're not scoring enough goals. That's our problem this year. They're nice, those bars, but they do get stuck to your teeth a little bit. Jerry Mark says everyone has an opinion, remember. Yeah, but some of them are dreadful. I get called out for bad opinions. He literally said, "Ha! Man United season's built on a strong defence." Laugh out loud. 15 clean sheets. We're number 1 in the league for clean sheets. If that's not built on a strong defence, then I don't know what is. What do I think of KFC's coleslaw? Says AMK. Generally quite disappointed, actually. The best coleslaw I've had is probably Tesco's Finest. That's quite a good one. I like a good coleslaw. I prefer a home-made one, to be honest. Timer is wrong. Don't worry. I'll sort that out. Daniel says, "Why don't you want Kane at United?" If we get Kane, I'll be happy. But it's not that I don't want Kane. I'd rather get someone else. That's all. Newcastle cross. It's got to be. He's hit the post again. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Who was it? Was it Willock again? I think it was Isaac. I don't know. Oh, it was Isaac. I think it's Isaac. Yeah. Newcastle starting strong again. Cross comes in from Murphy. He does well. Oh. Murphy with the cross. Isaac doesn't keep his eyes on the ball. Uses the top of his head, just goes like that. Use your head. Use your eyes. Glance it into the other corner. Jake's having a KFC tonight. Can't beat a KFC is quite nice. Well, they've gone back for a free kick here. So they've hit the post twice here. Good cross by Trippier. What a save by Ramsdale. How's that not gone in? It's incredible. It's straight at him, to be fair. Again, I think Newcastle should be finishing better. That's got to be a goal. Is that Botman or Shaw? Cross comes in from Trippier. It's really good. Up he goes. Straight. Wow. It's not straight at the keeper. He actually gets his hand down a little bit. I think it's Shaw, isn't it? Good save. It is. If it's anywhere else, that's a goal. But it's close enough for Ramsdale to react. He should be scoring that. He should be scoring that. The only thing I like about KFC is the boneless bucket. I don't like any chicken. I don't like bones in mine. Mark, do you think Man City will end up being respected like Man United, says Taha? No. No, I think it's their biggest problem, isn't it? I think Man City fans know that. No one really respects them. How do you change that? Years and years and years of success, really. Just got to grind everybody down. Aren't you a bit old to be making YouTube videos, says Jake? Probably the most ridiculous comment I've ever heard. You're ageist. So, I'm too old to watch football. Okay. My keeper, says Logan. Would you take a draw today, says Quez? I don't really care about the result today. Technically, I'd rather Arsenal won, just to keep the title race a little bit open. And obviously Newcastle are in a top 4 race with United. So I'd probably rather Arsenal won, because we're not catching Arsenal. But really, I don't. If Newcastle win, Newcastle win. If it's a draw, it's a draw. I'm not massively engaged in the result. I just quite enjoy the game. Here's Martinelli. What a goal! He's at the bar. He's at the Denver bar. We're right behind that. I tell you what, that was interesting what he did. Opened his body up and went for the curler, and we're right behind it. You think that's going in. What a start to the second half, by the way. Newcastle should have scored 2. And then Martinelli's got the other end and hit the Denver. Just a little bit too much height on it. Pope's got no chance. Hits the bar. The game's on fire, says Reagan. Do you think Allardyce can get a result at Newcastle? And if so, can you see them getting dragged into the top 4 battle, says the Beast? Can still see Liverpool scraping top 4. Fantastic game this, says Jake. It is a fantastic game. Newcastle have got to go to Leeds next weekend on Saturday. We'll do a watch-along for it at Ellen Road. But I don't think Leeds can beat Newcastle. But, I mean, that place will be rocking. The fans have got to be the 12th man. And Allardyce will do what Allardyce does and, you know, try and win it on pure passion. But unless Newcastle start to get nervous and bottle it, which, yeah, this league can offer. I'm not going to say Leeds can't beat Newcastle because that's just stupid. This league has shown us many different things this year. But really, Newcastle should pummel Leeds. This isn't Newcastle United. It's Old Castle United, says Jack. Okay. Liam says that Leeds will beat Newcastle at this at Ellen Road. Look, I had a couple of Leeds fans call up on the Mark Goldbridge show on TalkSport last night, and they were being optimistic, and I understand that. But I think the appointment of Allardyce is embarrassing, and I don't think he's very good. I don't know why people have a big problem with that. It's based purely on football. It's not about Leeds. It's not about Big Sam. I think Sam Allardyce is a legend of the game, whether you like him or not. It's incredible what he's done. But I just think it was a bad appointment, and I just think. Same as Lampard for Chelsea. I think Lampard's definitely a legend of the game and when it comes to playing. I don't think he's a legend of his own living room when it comes to managing. It's an opinion. It just seems like you can't have a realistic opinion. But I wouldn't be surprised if Big Sam keeps them up. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea went to the Etihad and beat them. You just don't know this season. What's for tea, Mark, says CJ. I won't finish streaming till about 9:30, mate. I'm straight after this going into United West Ham, which kicks off at 7. So I won't be eating till 9:30 if I'm lucky. I'll probably watch the F1 then. In Diesel says big scam. I'll be stunned if this stays 1-0. It's been a really good game. Trying to get rid of all the bits in my mouth. Lil, thank you very much for your super chats. Thank you very much for getting involved. Incredible stuff. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Do a lot watch along while you're eating, says Tat. I don't really like it. It's the noise, isn't it? I don't really like watching people. I remember there used to be a channel that did watch-alongs a few years ago, and they'd always sit and have pizza and stuff. And I don't normally watch other channels because really it's just a step down from here. But I did end up watching this clip, and they were sat there eating pizza, going, "Oh yeah." I was like, "There's nothing more. There's nothing as repulsive as watching somebody eat while talking." I don't like it, which is why I try not to do it very often. Are you going to do a watch along for the F1? I can't, mate, because I can't because United are playing. I think every F1 race this season has clashed with the United game, so I can't do it. Crossed by Odegaard, headed away. Joke was supposed to be bad like Arsenal's defence, says Jack. Thank you very much. Close to 1 million now, Mark. Are you going to do anything special, says Jake? Yeah, we're going to do a live show in London if we hit 1 million subscribers. That's football on tour. Here's Jesus. Corner. F1 is after United. It's not. I think it's 8:30, isn't it? 8:30 the start. United will still be playing. Who scored for Arsenal? Odegaard, Connor. Odegaard. I'd like to do more for F1 lives, yeah. But it'd probably be boring anyway, let's be honest. Verstappen will just fly through the pack and then win it. Perez is at the front. Cross comes in. Pope! Oh, I thought that was going to go straight in there. Corner came right under his bar. And he just reached out and flipped it away. I've played the game, Lil. Don't worry about that. I've played the game. Here's Odegaard again. Looking to get something going. Goes wide to Jesus. He's going to dink a little cross in. Over the... That's gone for a goal kick. Does Real Madrid have a re-signing option on Odegaard, says Christian? I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Any Arsenal fans? Mark, you look really great for your age. What's the secret, says Samuel? Well, I think most people in their sort of mid-30s look like this, don't they? So, you know, just thoughts on Pep's comments on the penalty yesterday, says Connor. I didn't hear them. Oh yeah, he said Haaland should have took it. I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that. You have a penalty taker for a reason. I don't like indecision on things like that. You know, specialists' sentimentality doesn't come into it. Here's Isaac. This should be 1-1. What a tackle. What a tackle. Who's taken that? Who's taken that tackle then? Xhaka with the tackle. It's great play by Isaac. He lays it off. I think he lays it off to Willock. He's about to score against his old club. And Xhaka's there with a great tackle. It's so well timed because if you get that wrong, it's a penalty. Really good. Really good tackle. Garnacho back in the matchday squad. United team news will be coming out in 9 minutes. Half an hour to go here. This game's been massively enthralling. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. You know what? Maybe it will finish 1-0. Maybe I've jinxed it. Silence bridge, lost my chat. There it is, it's back now. I tell you what, Arsenal are definitely doing this. They're definitely doing this on purpose. Jorginho's down now. I think it is a bit of a taste of your own medicine, isn't it? Because I think Arsenal are just... they really are play acting a little bit when every time there's a foul, slow the game down. Nick says, I've played the game, but I'm terrible at it. Thank you very much for your super chat. They are. Look, I'm not saying they're not fouls, but Arsenal... Didn't Arteta say something about Newcastle at the Emirates and how much time they wasted? And I feel that Arsenal are definitely doing the same thing here. They're just slowing the game down every time they can. Thoughts on Wout starting today, Mark, says Dax. I didn't know he was. A bit of breaking news coming through. Aubameyang has confirmed he wants to leave Chelsea. I'd like to return to Barcelona, but we'll see. Don't think he ever left, really, did he? Still half an hour to go here. Intriguing game. Liverpool fans will clearly want an Arsenal win. Man City fans will clearly want a draw or a Newcastle win. United fans, Probably some would want a draw. I personally would rather Arsenal won, just to have a slim chance of stopping Man City, put a bit of pressure on them. I certainly don't want Man City to have to coast. I mean, even though I think Man City are going to win it, if Arsenal keep winning, it puts pressure on City. You've got an FA Cup final, they've got Champions League semi-finals, lots of games to play. One thing about Man City is they don't pick up any injuries, do they? They don't really pick up any injuries. Pep's got that team well conditioned. Here's Almiron, not Almiron, Joel Linton, lays it off. Rubbish shot by Bruno Guimaraes. He may as well have passed it back to Ramsdale with a stamp on it. He really did not connect on this at all. Man United lineup's not out yet, Patrick. I will tell you it as soon as it is. Apparently there's a few surprises in the United lineup. But I'm not aware of what they are at the moment. Good strong work. Is that a corner? Yep, corner to Newcastle. Well, I sort of said. I did sort of say that I thought this would not finish 1-0 at half time. It's still 1-0. Still 15, well, still half an hour to go, really. Cross comes in. Newcastle. No, Arsenal. No, Newcastle again. No, Arsenal have got it, finally. And they just boot it clear. Mark, is it not strange when out and about you only see regular-sized pigeons, never baby pigeons, says I'm all in. Don't do stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. Messes with my head. You know what somebody said to me, and I don't know whether this is true, although I've never seen one. Somebody said to me, you never see a funeral for Chinese people. And I was like, but I don't see funerals for anybody because I'm very selfish. I don't look at it. But I don't know. I don't like that sort of stuff. And also, how do you know who's in the hearse? They're in a box. Doesn't make sense to me. That one doesn't make any sense to me. The baby pigeons one makes sense. You never see old people eating a Twix, says Ladios. I think you've got to be a bit of a weirdo to say you never see a Chinese funeral, because you must be like really looking inside the cars as they go past. I just put my head down, and that's probably why you don't see it, because you've got your head down showing respect. Another free kick for Newcastle. It's a good cross. Ooh, Ramsdale's all over the place there, but the free kick goes wide. Caleb's got the answer. Caleb's got the answer here. Not about funerals. Look at Xhaka again. Sticking his nose in again. He's an angry man. Angry man, Xhaka. I think he's just trying to wind people up and slow this game down. Cross came in. I can't see Xhaka. Oh, he's on the floor. I don't think there's really anything in that. He's trying to say that Joel Linton sort of barged him in the face. Caleb says, when young pigeons finally leave the nest, they are full-sized with adult feathers. Unless you look carefully under a city bridge, you aren't likely to ever see a baby pigeon. There you go. Nature. Nature there. Okay, how does the gritter man or woman get to work in the morning? Obviously, it's been snowing all night and the road's blocked with snow, says Logan. See, started something now. Jesus has gone down now as well. Arsenal are playing the game here. Arsenal are playing the game here. They are really just doing this on purpose now. They're just playing for time, frustrating the home fans, frustrating Newcastle. It's something that Newcastle had aimed at them for virtually all season. So, you know, there might not be a lot of sympathy with Newcastle here. It doesn't mean it's not frustrating. Manchester United's team news is about to come out. I will tell you now what it is. I haven't actually got it yet. See if I've got it on my phone. Sometimes it gets messaged to me. See if Luke sent it to me. I'm joking. I've got the West Ham team. Fabianski, Kehrer, Aguerd, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Rice, Soucek, Paqueta, Bowen, Benrahma and Antonio. Weghorst is starting for Manchester United. So, De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Shaw, Malacia, Casemiro, Eriksen, Antony, Fernandes, Rashford, Weghorst. There is no Martial on the... Oh, no, Martial is on the bench. Sabitzer, Fred, Dalot, Sancho, Williams, Garnacho and Maguire on the bench. So, Weghorst starts for Manchester United. There we go. What are your thoughts on that, everybody? Basically, it's the same team that played against Brighton, but he's brought Eriksen in for Fred and Weghorst in for Martial. Yeah. It is what it is. We'll be over on the United stand in about 20 minutes after this game, but at the moment we're focused on Newcastle against Arsenal here. 1-0. 20 minutes to go. United at 7 o'clock. Been a good game, but been a very stop-start game. Here we go. Bit of space for Saka. Into Jesus. Could have took a dive there. Didn't. Goes for a corner. We're getting to that point now where the next goal is going to be huge. If Newcastle get it, could have a grandstand finish. If Arsenal get it, I think it's over. Corner to Arsenal. Headed away. It's in the box, though. Odegaard goes wide to Saka. He can put another cross in. He should have put another cross in. He waited. Odegaard won't wait. He puts the cross in. That's probably a little bit too high, and Pope's got it. Isaac goes for the longer ball. Good take. Gabriel's there. That's another foul. Surely he's not giving it. That looked like a foul to me. But Arsenal fighting hard with Odegaard. Isaac still got it. Surprised the ref let that go. Newcastle still on the attack. Goes for the 1-2. Not given. Tierney. Jesus. Nice little ball. Martinelli. He's going to run this. All the way into the half. Not really got a lot of support. Stands up Botman. Does well. Good cross. Goal! It's 2-0! It's 2-0! It's gone in off Shaw. And that is probably game over. It's probably game over here. It's 2-0 to Arsenal. And they won't believe this, Newcastle. It's a cross from Martinelli. He's got nobody there. Shaw sticks his foot out and puts it in his own net. They need a mountain to climb here, Newcastle. They'll really be feeling that it's not their day. They've had the chances themselves. Arsenal have been the more clinical side. Arteta looks like he's meditating. I don't know whether they're looking at there might be something in the build-up or something. I don't know. Jesus into Martinelli. Drives for the byline here. This is good wing play by Martinelli. Look, he's looking up. He's got nobody in the box. He waits. He's still waiting. He wants someone to go there. He puts the cross in. And, yeah, I think Shaw's just stuck his foot out when he doesn't need to. Big win for Arsenal this, I've got to say. I said it before the game. To be honest with you, I think Shaw's done the right thing, because I think Odegaard's made a good run onto the back post and gets a tap in. Check their bank account, says Bry. Great finish, says Jeddah's. But yeah, 20 minutes to go here. Newcastle have got to turn this around quick. Liverpool will be loving this. But Arsenal, I would not have expected Arsenal to go and win here today. And I said if they did, what a fantastic result it is to go and get a result against a really good Newcastle side. It's not looking good for Newcastle. They've have 65 points. I think they've still got a game in hand on Liverpool. They have still got a game in hand on Liverpool, and they're 3 points clear of them. But breathing space starts to disappear. If Liverpool can win all their games, Newcastle becomes a massive game against Leeds next week. Very good win for Arsenal, Garsha, I agree. Very, very good win for them. United's team news is out. Weghorst is starting. Eriksen comes in for Fred, but it's the same team from Brighton, apart from Martial out for Weghorst and Fred out for Eriksen. Liverpool will get fourth, says Daniel. Well, you know what? Arsenal have got a chance now of getting 90 points. Win their last 3, get 90 points. Hey Mark, did you get my email love letter, says Nelson? I don't know, depends when you sent it. West Ham have scored 5 goals in their last 7 games from corners. Weghorst is coming in to defend set pieces, says Shaham. Very good. I love that. I love that observation, and I'm going to nick it when I talk on the United stand. It hurts more because we threw the league at Southampton and West Ham, says Harry. Can I just wind Arsenal fans up a little bit more? And just say that, look at that league table there and think about this. Imagine if you had the 2 points that VAR robbed you because they drew the lines wrong. I'm just going to leave that there. Mark, any advice on pulling girls, says Sam. I could do, but I'm in the middle of a book at the moment, and I'm legally not allowed to provide that sort of expertise and skill without people buying the book. Ashan says, apparently Weghorst was crying when Twitter said that he ran to the fans on Lindelof penalty for no reason, as he ain't been signed, so Erik ten Hag started him for sympathy, says Arson. And Liverpool will get top 4, Mark. They just need the same points as United, because Liverpool goal difference is much better, and they're not far behind Newcastle either, says It's Crossbow. That's an opinion, mate. You're being very factual in your statement. You're saying Liverpool will get top 4, and you're telling us why, but it's still an opinion. United beat... Well, look, maybe Liverpool will get top 4. I've got a bet on with a couple of people that Liverpool will get top 4 that I took on at Christmas. So, but it's a funny old season. Newcastle are going to have to bounce back. Man United need to bounce back tonight. Hi Mark, I sent a chat a bit ago and didn't read it, says Anthony Wright. Thank you, Anthony. Can we focus on the bottle of the table and who's going down, says Scribbles. We'll do that tomorrow when we do Everton against Brighton. Well, the Arsenal fans have travelled up to Newcastle. They've had a better time than the Spurs fans, haven't they? Newcastle. Look, 15 minutes to go. If Newcastle get one back, it could be a really interesting finish. Like, 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. And Arsenal know that. Look at West Ham. Look at Liverpool. I mean, if Arsenal get a clean sheet here, it'll be incredible. It really will. No, the wrong line drawing was Brentford against Arsenal, mate. He got the sack. There was a lot of mistakes for Brighton, you're right, but there was that one that was there. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're only 200 away from 951,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with That's Football. You're all welcome. We've got watch-alongs every day through till Thursday now. We've got the 2 Champions League games, semi-finals on Tuesday and Wednesday. And tomorrow at 5:30, we've got Brighton against Everton. A huge game for both. Brighton still have a chance of getting into the top 4 race themselves. Everton still trying to stay alive in the Premier League. Every game seems to matter at the moment, doesn't it? This game certainly has mattered. I think Arsenal have played the game. Gordon and St Maximum are coming on. Newcastle have to go for it now. I think Arsenal have played the game fantastically well today, by the way. Lots of people have written Arsenal off and called them bottlers. I completely disagree with this. I do not think they've bottled it. I think they've had a fantastic season. I think it's an incredible season where they could still hit 90 points. But this again just shows their mental strength. They're up against a brilliant Manchester City side. There's no doubt about that. But this, to me, just shows Arsenal's strength, that they have come to a really difficult place. Probably the hardest away place in the league, bar the Etihad. And they're 2-0 up with 13 minutes to go. They've been ridiculously clinical. Bit of luck on the OG, but defensively they've worked hard. And they've played a really clever game as well. Arteta deserves a lot of credit because they've basically made it... They've slowed the game down. They've slowed the game down every time they can. They've took the fouls, you know, they've rolled around a bit, and it slowed the momentum for Newcastle. They've basically used Newcastle tactics, and it's worked. Play Sabitzer as false 9 with Weghorst is useless, says Sean. I think we're picking Weghorst for the height. It could have gone with Maguire, but yeah. Nice ball into Martinelli again. Imagine if they made it 3. Need a bit of urgency here. He's done well. He's done really well here, Martinelli. Jesus. Whoever thinks Weghorst coming in for set pieces, he doesn't jump for crosses and never wins a header, says Sarvesh. Still 12 minutes to go. Arsenal are going to make a couple of subs. Thomas Partey and Trossard. What's happened with Partey? Arsenal fans were telling me that Partey's better than Rodri. Can't get in the team at the moment. He's gone a bit crap, hasn't he? Or has he had an injury? I am doing the United Watchalong, Liam. Yeah, Liam. Half 6 we're live. We normally go live an hour early, but I wanted to watch this game. Bit selfish, but I love that. I love That's Football. Like, you know, United's my team, and put a lot of work into the United stand, and I always watch every game. But you know, sometimes there's a game I just want to watch, and I'm not gonna walk away from it. You know, he's an injury concern, mate, says Piram. Thank you very much. Trossard's going to make it 3, says JP. Well, Odegaard goes off. Arsenal just doing their work at the moment. I feel like I need to do a keep you up challenge. Don't worry, I won't fall over and break my leg. I will fall over and break my leg now. Could be one of those days for us streamers, couldn't it? See how many I can do. Here's the ball. Let's go. Oh God, I couldn't even do one there. Oh, I've gone too high. Now, 55. Look, that's not bad. 55. Have done 100 before. Start me, Eric. I'm ready. I've got my shorts on. £6. Is Xhaka staying in the Prem? Is he still any good? By the way, your technique is pretty decent, says Yannick. Thanks, mate. Mark, will Villa get Europe? You can only answer with yes or no. Top 7. You've got to take Spurs out. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no for Villa. I'd love you to do it. I'm going to say no because Brighton will, Liverpool will, obviously Man United, Newcastle, Arsenal, City. So it's either you or Spurs. Spurs have this ridiculous knack of just getting over the line. So no, I don't think you will. But then again, you have got Liverpool to play. Christopher says Arsenal are winning the league. It's not over. Man City have got I think, a 75% chance of winning this title. But they've got to go to Goodison Park, they've got to go to Brighton, they've got to go to Brentford, and they've got Chelsea. If Arsenal win every single game, and City... well, even if they draw... City need to lose one and draw one. Don't they? Because they're 4 points ahead. Oh, are they? I'm trying to just have it. Let me go back to that. I'm trying to figure this out. Look, I think City are going to win it, but let's play the game. Let's play the game here and have a look at it. So... Oh, Newcastle on the attack. Can they get one back? No. Good tackle by Tierney. That's how it looks at the moment. They're 1 point behind. Yeah, so even if Man City were to draw their next game, they would be 2 points clear of Arsenal with the same games played. If they draw again, they've got, yeah, 2 draws aren't going to be enough, are they? You need them to lose one and draw one. 2 draws won't be enough because they've got the better goal difference. It's tough. It's tough. It's really tough. They need to lose and draw one because if they draw 2 and Arsenal win all theirs, they're on the same... I think that's a penalty for Newcastle, don't you? Not much of an appeal. Yeah, I mean, if City draw 2 of their last 4 and Arsenal win all of theirs, they'll be on the same points, but City's goal difference is way better. Not a penalty. I only saw a little chance. I only saw a little bit. Mudryk goal for Chelsea to beat City and win the league for Arsenal is the miracle we want, says Alex. JP says Weghorst couldn't score if he was on the pitch on his own. Well, still 5 minutes to go here. Thanks everyone who subscribed, bottom right hand corner. Favourite fruit, Mark, says Freedom. What's my favourite fruit? The one I have the most is banana. I don't know whether it's my favourite, but that's the one I have the most. Because I have it on my porridge. Another 2 subs coming in for Arsenal. Red grapes in a bottle, says Manchester. Thoughts on Big Sam at Leeds? You're just doing it on purpose, Cost. You know what I think about Big Sam. I think it'd be better off with Fireman Sam. I just don't want to see that style of football in the Premier League anymore. I watch a lot of football beyond Manchester United. That's what this channel's all about. And, you know, I love the Brightons and the Brentfords and the Fulhams. You know, I like what Newcastle have done. I like what Arsenal have done. I like good football. And I don't like what Pulis and Big Sam did. I mean, look, they did us favours. You know, there was times over the years that Stoke and Bolton did Man United favours getting results. I'm not going to not respect that, but I just don't like that brand of football. I mean, I watched that Man City game yesterday, and I actually wanted Man City to win, which is ridiculous, because it was just terrible to watch from Leeds. I don't like that style of football. James says good football is nonsense. Well, no, your opinion's nonsense, James, because what's good to me is maybe not good to you, is basically what you're saying. But good football to me is something that makes me want to watch a football match. If I was watching, Pulis play Big Sam, I wouldn't watch it. But I'll watch Pep play against Arteta because it's the style of football that I like, which for me is good football. I don't think Newcastle are going to make a game of this. 87 minutes. I'm happy with this today. I think it makes the season. I think a lot of people thought wrongly that it was all about the relegation battle in the Premier League now. It's not. There's an outside chance of a title race still. The top 4 race is definitely on because Liverpool will keep winning. So I think a week ago people were saying, yeah, it's all just about the relegation now. The top 4 race is bang on. The relegation is ridiculous. And technically, if Arsenal keep winning, the title race will go on for a couple of weeks as well. Andy says there is no title race, get real. I don't think there is, Andy, but technically, if Arsenal had lost today, Man City are very... I don't want Man City to win the title in the next couple of weeks. I want them to have to do it in the last... I want Man City to have to go into every game taking it seriously. I don't want them to be able to cruise in the last couple of games because they've got to play United in the FA Cup, haven't they? They've got to play Real Madrid. Here's St. Maximin, not going anywhere. 2 minutes to go. If Newcastle can get one now, Gomes. Oh, back post. No, goes for a corner. 2-0 United tonight. And do you like whiskey, Mark, says Ray. I don't. I've got loads of it. I've got absolutely loads of it. But I don't drink enough. People will think I'm lying here because they think I drink a lot. I don't drink a lot, really. I actually haven't had an alcoholic drink since lunchtime. No, I don't really drink enough that I would go, oh, I fancy a whiskey tonight. Oh, shot by Shaw. A lovely bottle of Scotch. What's your favourite vegetable? Says Eugene. I'm not going to use the Maguire thing. He did, which is disgusting. My favourite vegetable is... What's an avocado? Is that a fruit? I do like avocado. I'm not gonna lie. I like a good avocado. Who's winning the championship playoffs? Says Taylor. Broccoli. I do like broccoli as well. Sue me. Manchester. Avocado is a fruit. Yeah. I'm going to put broccoli there then. Why is an avocado a fruit? Is it because it's got a stone in it? 6 minutes added on here. Kieran says Veghorst starts, Mark or not. I can't stop it. I can't stop him from starting, mate. He's going to start. That's it. Peas can do one. I don't mind carrots. I think peas and carrots are just, they're a bit like, they're just unglamorous, aren't they? Potato's a vegetable. Yeah, you got to go potato, haven't you? I am doing City versus Madrid. So on this channel, our next few watch-alongs, tomorrow at 5:30, we're doing Brighton against Everton, because I like Brighton, and Everton are desperate, so I think that'll be a good game. I think that's the sort of game that we might get a shock as well. I'm going to do, obviously, Man City at the Bernabeu on Tuesday night. We'll do Inter Milan, AC Milan on Wednesday night. So the next 3 nights, we've got watch-alongs for you. St. Maximin with the shot there. Sweet potato's nice. I do like sweet potato. I like these sort of chats. Newcastle still on the attack. They're still going to go. Still having a go. Ramsdale's got it. turnip. Swede's all right. Bit of butter. Cauliflower and cheese is elite, Anthony. You are absolutely right. Cauliflower cheese is fantastic. But potato wins, whether it's dauphinoise, whether it's chips, a good jacket potato, roast potatoes, mashed potato done properly. You know what? I like Brussels sprouts at Christmas with a bit of pancetta. Gordon. Cross comes in. Another corner. Yeah, we're straight on to the United stand after this. I'll go for a quick toilet break and get a drink, and then we'll be straight away live to build up for Man United against West Ham, which is a huge game, actually. Really looking forward to it. Don't forget crisps, says Ferocious Flunky. Yeah, we won't forget about them. I feel like you're a man who hates rice cakes. I don't know. You look about you, Mark. Also, who's winning the Champions League? The Skeletons. I like rice cakes. I like those... remember them little ones you could get in with the chili flavour? I don't know whether they do them anymore. I can't remember what they were called. I do like rice. I'll tell you who loves rice cakes. He always has it as a snack at the end of the day. Seb loves them. Always has. Yeah, the packets, the shorts, the little tiny rice cakes. Snacker Jacks. Yeah, I used to love them. Sponsor us. Sponsor us. We'll get your sales up. No one's talking about them anymore. Fish cakes. I haven't seen fish cakes for years. Do they still make fish cakes at the fish and chip shop? Cross comes in. Ramsdale catches it. 2 minutes to go. Man of the match, Imperial X. I don't really know. I think it's been a good game, but it's been a good game probably for different reasons. He's on fire. He's on fire like a knife through butter. Harry Maguire, He's on fire like a knife through butter. Harry Maguire, says Daniel Davies. And Odegaard, man of the match. That's what everyone's saying. I do like broccoli. It's controversial, but I love lasagna. I love lasagna with broccoli. I just love it. I don't know where it even started, but I had lasagna and broccoli on the side, and I loved it. Bit of shoving and pushing here. Couple of bookings. Pineapple and pizza, yes. How's the family? Says Heart of United. Hope all is well. Hope it's all well with yourself as well, mate. Thank you very much. Free from desire. Your defence is terrified. God, I need a United win. We need a United win. Desperately need a United win. Big game. I've enjoyed this, but this is just enjoyment. The next watch along, you're going to get a very different me, because we need a win. I'm now my mind is now wandering to the fact that Weghorst is starting for United. I've been not thinking about it, but I'm starting to get into it now. Of course, if United were to win today, we could go above Newcastle, so that would put us into third. When's Cooking with Goldbridge back, says Alex. I don't know, but thanks everyone for watching. We're driving with Goldbridge. I might do another one of them. I enjoy doing that, and a lot of people... 100,000 views it's had. That's the final whistle. That's the final whistle. Right. I'm going to go straight onto United stand. I'll see you there in a minute. Thanks for watching.